Well, when X-Men 97 was announced, Marvel Studios really sold a lot of fans on the returning cast. Let's take a couple minutes to compare the original cast with the new cast, see who's changed up, and what new faces and voices are going to be part of the new show. Now before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well guys, I know I am not the only person that's pretty excited for X-Men 97, and one of the things I am really looking forward to is the return of some of the classic voice cast. Now, some people are under the impression that for the most part the whole cast is coming back, minus a couple of deaths, but that really isn't the case, and there are a lot of new names and faces associated with the show. So I thought we could dive in and talk about who's changed up and some of the new voice actors. So let's start right out with Magneto. Now, in the upcoming series, Eric Lehnsherr, aka Magneto, will be played by Matthew Watterson, and he is a new voice. In the original series, it was voiced by David Hemblen, who is probably most known for his work in Canadian film and theater, and even had a minor role in La Femme Nikita. Now, another new name for the upcoming series is Ray Chase, who will be playing Cyclops. Now, Ray Chase took over the role from the late Norm Spence, and is a fairly well-established voice actor who's been a big part of Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem, and even Kingdom Hearts. Now, another new voice to the team is Jennifer Hale, who's taking up the voice of Jean Grey. Now, Jennifer is also a very well-established voice actor, working on franchises like Baldur's Gate, Mass Effect, and Knights of the Old Republic. Now, she did take over the role from Catherine Disher. I'm unsure why Catherine didn't come back, but she wasn't one of the voice actors they were able to hold on to. Now, one of the characters who didn't get a lot of screen time in the original series but is returning is Bishop, who will be voiced by Isaac Robinson Smith. He's been part of some other big animated series, including What If and Voltron the Legendary Defender. The part was voiced by Philip Akin in the first series, who since then has been in dozens of other movies and other adaptations. Now, one of the returning voices that's undeniable is Cal Dodd, who will be voicing Wolverine. Cal was a huge part of the first series, and obviously was a must-have for the upcoming revival. We also see the return of Allison Seeley Smith, who plays Storm, aka Aurora Monroe. Now, she actually voiced the character from 93 to 97 after taking over for Iona Morris, and became pretty iconic in that role over the years she got to voice the character. The next returning voice would be Beast, with George Buza returning to play the character. George voiced the character throughout the original series and really established the voice of Beast that everybody has emulated in every series since. I think he is an absolute total win to have back for the show, and to this very day I still read comics with his voice as Beast. Now, one of the new actresses to join the team was Holly Cho, who will be playing Jubilee. Now, Jubilee was originally voiced by Allison Court, but she is an Asian character, and it seems like the production team wanted to make sure they got an Asian actress to voice Jubilee, so they swapped her out. Now, we also have J.K. Carlack as Morph. He is also new to the cast, and the character in his limited appearance in the first series was voiced by Rob Rubin, who's worked on dozens of animated projects, especially in the 1990s. Carlack has also worked on a ton of stuff, including The Stinky and Dirty Show, Wile E. Coyote, and the new Looney Tunes. Now, another new cast member is Guy Augustini, who will be taking over the role of Sunspot. I think Sunspot appeared in the original series, but I couldn't find any voice cast for it, so I'm unsure who the first actor was, but he's definitely a new addition to the cast. Now, there could be nobody else to voice this character because she did such a great job the first time around, and that's why Lenore Zahn is returning as Rogue. Another one of those voice actresses that basically established the voice for the characters in the comics since that day, and I don't think the show would be the same without her. And then there's AJ Locascio, who will be playing Gambit, aka Remy LeBeau. Now, in the original series, he was voiced by Tony Daniels, who is probably best known for JoJo Circus, but has worked on a lot of other projects, including Sailor Moon. I'm unsure why they replaced the voice actor here. He was great the first time around, and even went on to voice Gambit in several other projects, so it should be curious on what the new version of Gambit sounds like. And that brings us to Professor X. In the original series, Professor X was voiced by Cedric Smith, who is still a fairly active voice actor. But in the new series, even though they're alluding Professor X might actually be dead, he will be voiced by Ross Marquand. who's probably best known for his part in The Walking Dead, and he's also voiced Red Skull and Ultron in other Marvel projects, so he's a well-established actor and voice actor and seems to know the comic book world. Now, there are a lot of other supporting voices, but this is the core team. Now, obviously, all these actors are going to do their best to probably keep it as similar to the original show, but I thought you guys might want to know about some of the change-up. This is an incredible group of voice actors, and the fact that they worked so hard to get so many of the original people to come back to voice their characters, I think is a massively big deal. Now, obviously, we're covering X-Men 97 pretty closely. We might do another one of these videos to pick up the rest of the characters. I am curious on what you guys think about some of the replacements, and will some of these new voices break the nostalgia factor for you? Sound off in the comments below.